Um, a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run ọba ọ̀gá ògo fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ ńlá tí Ọlọ́run fún wa láti lè jẹ́ alábàápín nínú èyí tí í ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run tá a jọ fẹ́ fi bọ́ra wa ní wákàtí yìí àti láti lè ní àǹfààní láti sìn bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé à ń ṣe eléyìí nínú ilé wa. Kò sí ní tá a lè fún Ọlọ́run tó ju ọpẹ́ lọ. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jókòó. Kò sí ohun tí a lè fún Ọlọ́run tó ju ọpẹ́ lọ nítorí pé nínú àánú rẹ̀ ló fi sọ wípé ká di ẹni tí ó rí ọjọ́ ìní. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kò ṣeé ṣe fún wa láti lè lọ sí ilé ìsìn, ṣùgbọ́n lákòókò yìí Ọlọ́run jẹ́wọ́ ara rẹ̀ pé tí òun ní ilẹ̀, ayé àti ohun tó tẹ̀dó sínú rẹ̀. Orí òkè ni Mósè ti ń da ẹran. Nígbà tó dẹ̀ débẹ̀, ó ní nígbà tó fẹ́ súnmọ́ òun, ó ní kó bọ́ bàtà ẹsẹ̀ torí pé ibi tó wà ti di mímọ́. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run bá ti balẹ̀ sí, ó sọ di mímọ́ fún èyí tí í ṣe ìfẹ́ tirẹ̀. Mo nígbàgbọ́ wípé gbogbo ibi tí a wà yìí, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ ilé wa àti ibi tí a ti ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, Ọlọ́run á sọ̀kalẹ̀ síbẹ̀, á sọ di mímọ́, á jẹ́ kí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kó ṣe èso ìyè nínú ayé wa. Lónìí, ó ṣe pàtàkì fún wa láti máa dúpẹ́ nígbà gbogbo. A dẹ̀ nígbàgbọ́ pé a ti ṣe ọpẹ́ nígbà tí a ti kí hallelujah sí Ọlọ́run. It's I'm most gladdened that we are able to come and gather here today in our home and in various places where this is being watched. And when I say we gather, we're talking of our family sitting down to be part of this worship and the Word of God. As you all know, that these are trying times, very troubling times, but then we must find a way to pay homage to God. And that's why we are doing this online to people who are not part of cannot come because they're not come to church, but in their various home, they can be part of this. This is message is dual. It's on behalf of Gaspeni Parish, Christ Revival International Church, Gaspeni Parish, located at Tose in the city of Ibadan. And of course, Christ Revival International Church, Holy Others Parish, located in Durham in the state of North Carolina in the United States. And if you're watching us, that's where you're reaching us live. You can go onto our YouTube channel, Pulpit Global TV, and you'll be able to be part of this live stream. Shalom.
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 I remember this song when I was preparing this message. Mi á dúró ti Jésù nínú ìrìn àjò ayé mi. It's only one that can really do things. And that is why at this moment, we're going to be talking about a very important part of our message today. And this is those who wait on the Lord. It is my understanding that when it takes so long for God to answer somebody's petition, God will answer such petitions and grant a person of faith who persists with an enduring but unique answer to that petition. I'm going to recapture that. It is my understanding that when God takes so long to answer a petition or a supplication from a person, it is because God will grant such petition and reward the petition with an enduring answer, such that that answer or that goodness that comes with fortune remains for long, not the one that comes in a short while. It's the noble thing to have faith in God. It's most noble when you have a person of faith that remains faithful and sustains his belief system even in the absence of physical evidence that supports his faith. Ohun tó dára ni láti ní ìgbàgbọ́ nínú Ọlọ́run. Ṣùgbọ́n tó tún dára jù ni pé tí ènìyàn bá ní ìgbàgbọ́ ní Ọlọ́run, kó jẹ́ pé èèyàn dẹ̀ ń jẹ́ kí ìgbàgbọ́ yẹn ṣì dúró bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé kò rí nǹkan kan tó lè fi hàn wípé ó yẹ kó ń gbàgbọ́. Ó ní àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ní ìgbàgbọ́ tàbí ẹni tó mọ Ọlọ́run fi máa ń sọ pé òṣùbà rẹ̀ rèé o, òṣùbà rẹ̀ rèé o, ọba tá ò rí tá a rí iṣẹ́ ọwọ́ rẹ̀, òṣùbà rẹ̀ rèé o. You need to think very seriously about people who have faith, even when they do not see all evidence that points out what their faith is talking about. Now, it is the nature of people of faith to see substance and evidence in things that they have not seen. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Àwọn ènìyàn tó ní ìgbàgbọ́, ó dára kéèyàn ní ìgbàgbọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n ìgbàgbọ́ tó dára jù ní èyí tó yẹ pé nígbà téèyàn ti rí nǹkan kan láti sọ pé nǹkan yà á ṣẹlẹ̀, èèyàn sì ní ìgbàgbọ́. Àwọn ènìyàn tó jẹ́ onígbàgbọ́ tàbí tó ní ìgbàgbọ́ ní Ọlọ́run púpọ̀, wọ́n máa ń rí nǹkan àti ẹ̀rí nǹkan nínú nǹkan tẹ́nìkan kò rí. Wọ́n á rí nǹkan. They see substance and the evidence of substance in things that is not seen. Nínú téèyàn ò rí, wọ́n á dẹ̀ máa fi dá ẹ lójú pé nípa ìgbàgbọ́ á ṣẹ. Ìgbàgbọ́ mi dúró lórí ẹ̀jẹ̀ àtòdodo Jésù. Nǹkan lẹ́yìn ohun kọ́lá Jésù mo dúró lé o. Krista pátá. Ìyanrìn ló jẹ́ mo dúró lé Krista pátá. Ilẹ̀ mìíràn bàbá ò ìyanrìn ni. When your faith on the blood is on the blood of Christ, you have not even seen the Christ. That's the kind of faith that I'm talking about, that people have that substance that is not seen, but they see, and that there's no evidence, but they still believe, they see it. But faith could become questionable when faith promotes disobedience. Now, when we talk about faith, and that people of faith see things, substance and evidence, even in the things that are not seen, that is the point where science and faith depart. Níbi tí ènìyàn tó nígbàgbọ́ ti ń rí nǹkan tó ń gbàgbọ́ náà kó wà ńbẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò fojú rí, kò dẹ̀ rí ẹ̀rí ẹ̀yẹn ṣùgbọ́n mọ̀ kó wà. Irú ìgbàgbọ́ yẹn ló jẹ́ kí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ sáyẹ́ǹsì àti ìgbàgbọ́ ní Ọlọ́run kan yapa. Nítorí pé sáyẹ́ǹsì á sọ fún ẹ pé o gbọ́dọ̀ rí nǹkan yìí, á dẹ̀ fi hàn ẹ́. In other words, science promotes the empirical evidence, whereas faith does not promote that. You begin to experience it, but it says it's there, you don't see it. Now, again, I'll go back to when I say when faith promotes, rather, when faith begins to promote disobedience, then there's a question on it. Nígbà tí ìgbàgbọ́ bá wá jẹ́ kí èèyàn di aláìgbọràn sí ọ̀nà kan tó dára, then ó ti di kàyéfì. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo àìsàn tí ó ń dayé láàmú ní wákàtí yìí, torí kò sí bí ènìyàn àfi tó bá yẹ pé òun gbé nínú another planet tó jẹ́ orílẹ̀ ayé mìíràn ni wọ́n gbé, lóòdì mọ̀ wípé ayé ń dààmú lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tàwa yìí. Àwọn ọmọ gànfẹ́ nílùú mi ní Nàìjíríà tó bá ń dásà nígbà tí a ní ìgboro ti dàrú, lọ́wọ́ tàwa yìí ayé fún rẹ̀ ló ti dàrú. because there's absolute pain and the world is hurting. Let's look at the disease that is ravaging the world at this point, COVID-19. Our science has located the hometown of COVID-19. Everybody knows Wuhan, China. Abi? And science can trace the spread of COVID-19 to contact with people who have COVID-19 as they move from one part of the world to the other. In Nigeria, for instance, the moment a man from Italy got into Nigeria and he tested positive, there was no stopping it. They started seeing cases of COVID-19. So you can say easily that, well, COVID-19 came from China. Okay. But several people have lost their life to this virus. And it's happening that people are losing their life in terrains or climes that are very, very sophisticated, where they have most advanced healthcare services. Àwọn èèyàn a lè sọ wípé COVID-19 coronavirus ní ìdòpótì ní Yorùbá COVID-19 yẹn náà ló ń jẹ́ àrùn burúkú ni pé China ló ti wá ibi tán ti bí nìyẹn àṣà níbi téèyàn ti wá odò ẹ̀ ibi tó sàn tó ti wá nìyẹn ó dẹ̀ a dẹ̀ lè sọ pé báyìí ló ṣe ń kiri káyé ṣùgbọ́n tó ń banilẹ́rù ni wípé àwọn ìlú tí wọ́n ti ní ètò ìṣègùn àti ìmójútó ìlera tó dára jùlọ wọ́n dẹ̀ ń kú ní ọ̀wọ̀ọ̀wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀run ẹgbẹẹgbẹ̀rún. And you want to ask yourself, láwọn ìlú tó wá jẹ́ pé wọn tiẹ̀ ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní ètò ìlera gidi wọn tí kù tó wọn. In other words, countries where they cannot even boast of rudimentary, and I want you to underline that, rudimentary healthcare facilities. So in such environments, less people are dying. Now, I'm talking of in places where their basic healthcare and hygiene instructions to contain the spread is almost nil. They make noise, but they just don't have it. Now, as I'm going in this message, this is not to glorify or encourage the people who are defiant to simple instruction. People would say they would rather go out and die through COVID-19 than allow hunger to kill them in their homes. No, I'm not asking them to gloat. For I would rather you choose to listen to instruction of washing your hands, keeping clean, not bonding up in crowd in order for you to survive, than to say, okay, COVID-19 should just kill you, don't care. But then what I'm seeing is that it is not enough. I mean, rather, it is going to be cheap to ascribe this feat that lesser people have died in such places to just faith. No, don't get me wrong. You cannot just sit down and say, oh, yeah, because we are more faithful than other people. There are people who are more faithful than those countries. But I think they're under the mercy of God. It's simply that God is being merciful. But we must not abuse that mercy. All because we want to prove that we are faithful. It's important not to abuse the mercy of God by simply doing what is expired, what is necessary. Before mercy expires, we should begin to follow instructions and keep praying that, and that is when faith truly works. Before mercy expires, we must follow instructions and then pray. That is when faith really works. Well, kó tó di pé àánú tí a rí gbà tí ò jẹ́ káwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tí ò ní, because tí irú àjálù tó jálu àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó ní nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn bá jálu orílẹ̀-èdè bíi fún àpẹẹrẹ irú Nàìjíríà, agbẹnu kan láàlú torí nǹkan tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ abẹ́yàn ṣùgbọ́n ká ṣàṣọ wípé abẹ́ àánú la wà ṣùgbọ́n a lè sọ pé torí àánú yìí ká má tẹ̀lé ohun tó tọ́ torí pé nígbà tí àánú bá lọ tán á wá jẹ́ kí ìgbàgbọ́ dàbẹ̀ pé kò sí ìgbàgbọ́ mọ́ nígbà tí a bá ń tẹ̀lé ìlànà tó tọ́ tí a dẹ̀ ń tiraka tá a wá ń gbàdúrà nígbà yẹn ni ìgbàgbọ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́. Ìgbàgbọ́ mi dúró lórí ẹ̀jẹ̀ àtòdodo Jésù n kò gbẹ́kẹ̀ lóhun kan lẹ́yìn orúkọ ńlá Jésù ó dúró lé. Kristi àpáta mìíràn ilẹ̀ mìíràn yanrìn ló jẹ́ mo dúró lé Kristi àpáta ilẹ̀ mìíràn. No such thinking as making a choice between COVID-19 and hunger. It's actually underscoring the failure of leadership in climes that people say that. And it is telling us of the inability to contain or respond to emergencies. Where those who are even doing so, they are responding right, they're not even being able to contain it. I would, again, rather say that every sane person should by now acknowledge the fact that coronavirus is real. I have the story of one woman here in Texas who says, you don't need to bother about coronavirus, don't do anything, just pray and have a gun. This one, we're going to fight it. And I read it and I understand that the woman is dead. That is when faith is challenging mercy. And you're looking at God and say, do it when you know that you're not doing the right thing. Now, so back to the science of faith. Faith action, while it's not subject to substance or evidence, requires level of obedience. Bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé iṣẹ́ àti ìṣe ìgbàgbọ́ wa ó lè máa sọ pé nǹkan tó gíríkì tó mú lọ́wọ́ ni tàbí tán rí ṣùgbọ́n ó fààyè sílẹ̀ pé ká tẹ̀lé ohun tó tọ́ àti ohun tó yẹ. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo mọ̀ wípé ìgbà tí ènìyàn bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fi àìgbọràn lé ìgbàgbọ́ á ba ìgbàgbọ́ jẹ́ mọ́ lọ́wọ́. Ìtàn àwọn ènìyàn tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ ẹni ìgbàgbọ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ dúró de Olúwa nígbà kan rí ó fún wa ní ìdánilójú wípé dídúró de Olúwa ó jẹ́ ohun tó tọ́. It tells us that it is worthy to wait on the Lord when you look at the stories of those people who have waited on the Lord in the past and they have come to do so but without disobeying God himself. Our message therefore today is those that wait on the Lord. Abraham was a man of faith, an unmatched faith for that matter, who had to wait to receive God's favor as contained in the covenant. He moved away from his father's homeland and waited 25 years to have a son of covenant, Isaac. Through him, another descendant of Abraham, the covenant was fulfilled. My question is, if Abraham had refused to leave his home, say that, well, I have faith that God will provide what he says, and he stays at home, will he be able to make the covenant come to pass? No, there are several situations or aspirations that make people to wait on the Lord. Àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n ń dúró de Ọlọ́run, à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí bí àwọn èèyàn tó ń dúró de Ọlọ́run tó ń wojú Olúwa. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan ló máa ń jẹ́ kí ènìyàn wojú Olúwa. Ṣùgbọ́n a rí àpẹẹrẹ lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nínú ti bàbá Abraham pé nígbà tó ń wojú Ọlọ́run fún ìmúṣẹ ìlérí ó gbọ́ràn sí Ọlọ́run lẹ́nu. Ọlọ́run ní kó kúrò nílùú tán ti bí ó kúrò níbẹ̀. Báwo ni ìbá ti rí tó bá yẹ pé kò kúrò? Bóyá ni ìlérí yẹn ìbá ti ṣẹ. Now, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan ló máa jẹ́ kí ènìyàn máa wojú Ọlọ́run. lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà níbi tí wọ́n ti máa ń sọ́jú àárò pé ẹni tó bá ń wọ́ ọmọ nìkan ló ń wojú Olúwa. Ẹni tó ń wá ọmọ, yes, ó ń wojú Olúwa. Ẹni tó ń wọ́kọ, tó ń wáyà náà, ó máa wojú Olúwa. Torí pé tó bá jẹ́ kí Ọlọ́run tọ́ ọ sọ́nà, ó lè rí ọkọ tó tọ́. Kò kúkú ń ṣe pọ́kùnrin ni ò sí, ọkùnrin pọ̀, ọkọ ni ò sí láàrin wọn. Kò ń ṣe pọ́bìnrin ni ò sí, obìnrin pọ̀, ìyàwó tó lè bá ni dúró jẹ ìyà láti jẹ́ ìyàwó ó ní kò sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni kì í ṣe pé iṣẹ́ kò sí o. Àwọn kan ń rí, àwọn kan ò rí ni. So oríṣiríṣi nǹkan làwọn èèyàn máa ń torí ẹ̀ dúró de Ọlọ́run. Ẹlòmíràn n tó ń dúró de Ọlọ́run ni pé kí kòrónà takòrò ẹ̀ kó kóra rẹ̀ lẹ̀ kó rí físà kó lọ sí ìlú òyìnbó n tó ń dúró de tiẹ̀ nìyẹn. Tó bá tọ́, tó bá yẹ, Ọlọ́run á ṣe fún un. Now, nínú làásìgbò àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn tó wà nìyí, ọ̀pọ̀ náà sì ń wojú Olúwa. Torí a lè torí pé ìjàkálẹ̀ àrùn wà ká má wo ojú Ọlọ́run fún nǹkan tá a fẹ́. Àbí kí ló dé tá a máa sọ pé èmi gbé ojú mi sí òkè wọn níbo ìrànlọ́wọ́ mi yóò ti wá, torí pé a mọ̀ pé ọ̀dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ló ti lè wá ni. Now, mo fẹ́ fún yín ní ìdánilójú wípé àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn yìí kò lè dá Ọlọ́run dúró láti máa tẹ́tí sí àwọn tirẹ̀. He's still a listening God. I want to assure you that in the midst of this pestilence, God still listens because he's a listening God. I want to assure you that in the midst of all these challenges, he's looking upon us and he will listen if you cry unto him. We find succor in Psalm 34 verse 10. A rí ìtura àti ìtùnú nínú Psalm 34. Orí ẹsẹ̀ kẹwàá tó sọ pé àwọn ọmọ, yes.
Àwọn ọmọ kìnìún á máa ṣe aláìní, ebi á sì máa pa wọ́n. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí ń wá Olúwa kì yóò ṣaláìní ohun tí ó dára.
A jẹ́ pé tó o bá ṣì ń pè é bó ti wù kó rí lákòókò yìí, Olúwa sì dáhùn. Àdúrà mi ni pé Olúwa dá wa lóhùn ìbéèrè wa. Ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ sọ fún wa pẹ̀lú ìdánilójú pé o ò lè máa wọ́ Ọlọ́run tó o mọ bó ṣe jẹ́ tàbí tó o dá mọ̀. It's not going to be easy for you to seek the God that you cannot identify. You know, you might be worshiping a God that you don't even understand. So it's important for you to know this God. You must therefore know God, or be willing to know God to think of seeking him. Ǹtẹ́ ẹ̀ bá mọ̀ ní ṣáà ń wá, tàbí nǹkan tó ti júwe fẹ́ tó pé tó o bá rí wàá dá mọ̀. Ìdí nìyẹn ní àwọn èèyàn nígbà táwọn kékeré wọ́n á ṣe àmì sí abọ́. Nígbà táwọn nílé ìwé gíga, they put marks on their food plate in dining room. I know children of today, they don't have to do that. Yeah, maybe the plate is supplied by the school. That's if I'm talking of people who live in a place like America. I mean, in Nigeria, I don't know if they give them food, if they give them plates. But let's even imagine they give them plates. If you put the mark on your dish, that's when you find it. If you don't have any mark, you cannot recognize which one is your own. In the midst of this confusion, some people do not even know what God looks like any longer. Even though we have not seen him, but you must be able to identify, this is my God. So obviously, there is a problem there. But then Christ knows that you must be able to know who your God is. That's why in John chapter 10, verse 14 says, I know my sheep and I am known by own. Ó láti dá Ọlọ́run ẹyẹ mọ̀ tàbí kò tiẹ̀ ní òye bí Ọlọ́run yìí ti rí kó tó máa wà. Tó tí ẹ bá ń wọ Ọlọ́run tí ò mọ̀, ó kàn waste time ni. Àbí tó bá ń wọ Ọlọ́run tó dẹ̀ ń wò pé Kristi ni Ọlọ́run ẹ̀ tó lọ sí ilé ọlọ́sàn yìí tó mọ̀ pé Jésù kan ló wà lọ yẹn. Hello. So ó ṣe pàtàkì pé ká mọ Ọlọ́run ká lè mọ ẹni tá à ń wá. Eléyìí ló máa mú wa lọ mọ irú èèyàn tí Ọlọ́run jẹ́. It is important for us to know God and seek him so that when the God that we seek, and that will take us to the character of God. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 40 that we read today. Chapter 40, verse 25 to 31. And I want you to read 25 Just read every line and listen to me before you go to the next line. I want somebody who can read very well, either English or Yoruba, but read very well.
To whom will you compare me?
Ta ni a lè fi mí wé? And this is God talking. That is the God that you are waiting on. If your God that you are waiting on is comparable to another God, then it's not that God that I'm talking that you can wait on. And you are not those I'm talking about as people waiting on the Lord. Those who wait on the Lord. That's what we're talking about today. Next.
Or who is my equal?
Ta wá ló lè bọ́ lọ́rùn dọ́gba? Ta ni ká fi ọ́ wé o? Ta ló lè bá ọ dọ́gba? Ọlọ́run tó jà wọ́n run lọ, ta ni a bá fi ọ́ wé? Ta ni ẹni náà ta lè fi Ọlọ́run wé? Ẹni tó bá gba Yorùbá yẹ kó kà bẹ́ẹ̀, ó yẹ kó ti get skill bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ǹjẹ́ ta ni ẹ̀yin ò wá fi mí wé?
Yes,
Tàbí ta ni èmi ò bá dọ́gba?
that's it. You cannot equate God with anyone. Continue. English. You read Yoruba, that one has slept off.
Ẹni mímọ́ wí,
Mhm.
gbé ojú yín sókè síbi gíga, kí ẹ sì wò ó,
Mhm.
ta ni ó dá nǹkan wọ̀nyí?
Now look around you, you atheists, you non-believers, you faithless person. Look around you. Look at all the nature and ask who created all this. English.
Says the only one. Lift your eyes and look to the heavens.
Mhm.
Who created all this?
That is the question.
He,
Who created all this? Go ahead.
he who brings out the starry host
Mhm.
one by one and calls them each by name.
Okay.
Because of his great power
Yes.
and might, by mighty strength.
Okay. Go
Not
on.
one of them is missing.
Okay.
Tí mú ogun wọn jáde wá ní iye.
Tani.
Ó ń pe gbogbo wọn lé orúkọ nípa títóbi.
Where did you
ìwà
jump
rẹ̀.
it? You didn't start from the stars. You just went to.
Gbé ojú yín sókè
Mhm.
síbi gíga,
Yes.
kí ẹ sì wò ó.
Uh-huh.
Ta ni ó dá nǹkan wọ̀nyí?
Uh-huh. You didn't go there that far. Go ahead now.
Tí mú ogun wọn jáde
Yes.
wá ní iye.
Mhm.
Ó ń pe gbogbo wọn lé orúkọ.
Now, God created the stars. He created everything and he gave them name. And he will remember those names. I remember one thing when I was in high school. My principal was a white man, was a Canadian white man, a reverend father, who school was small. I mean, at any time, you didn't have more than 35 students in a class. And we have 3 arms. So I imagine that we're just about 500 students in that school. But the feat was that man, the reverend father, knew everybody's name, your first and last name. And you don't need to face him before he knew who you are. Once he sees your back head, the back of your head, the man will call you. I will call you in your Yoruba name perfectly well. That is a man. But he couldn't know more than that. If he goes to the market in Ife, he will not know other people's name. He will only know those students. But look at God. He knows everybody. And he knows everything that he created and he gave them name. Okay.
Why do you complain,
Mhm.
O Jacob?
Mm.
Why do you?
Are you up to 29?
Oh, not 29.
Okay, go ahead.
29.
Yeah, go to 29.
He gives strength to the weary
Mhm.
and increases the power of the weak.
That explains to you what I've been talking about. The strong people of the world, the strong countries of the world are facing big challenges. And those that have limited resources, for some reasons, God is still keeping them. It gives power to the weary and it makes the strong people weak. Thousands are dying in America. And I dare say that the healthcare facility in America, you can never, in your widest dream, compare it to that of what we have in Nigeria. Yet, people are dying. And we just give glory to God that so far, He has kept those of us that are alive. It is not because anybody is smarter than anybody. It is because He wants to let us live so that we will be able to tell the story of this ravaging virus. And by God's grace, we will live to tell the story of this.
Amen.
He will not let us be afflicted by this.
Amen.
For this affliction is so much. But the one that gives power to the weary and makes the stronger weak is the one that we are looking unto, because we are among those who wait on the Lord. Brethren, we are assured that God is worthy of wait and worship. But then faith comes again. You cannot wait for God when you are without faith. If you get my argument, if you get my drift, you will see that àní àwọn alágbára ayé yìí, nígbà tí ó sọ wọ́n di ọ̀lẹ, ó wá fún agbára àti okun fún àwọn tó lẹ tí wọ́n lè ṣe nǹkan kan. Ẹ bá mi ka 29 yẹn ní Yorùbá.
Ó fi agbára fún aláàárẹ̀.
Aláàárẹ̀ ènìyàn, Ọlọ́run fún lágbára.
Ó sì fi agbára fún àwọn tí kò ní ipa.
No wonder in my place of birth, they have this song. Níbi tá lágbára gbé ṣiṣẹ́ o, tó ṣe wàhálà, àárọ̀ tí ò lè dìde, a sì bá rí ṣe. A weary person, ọ̀lẹ, ìyẹn ni pé tí ò lágbára, kò ṣe pé ọ̀lẹ kò ní agbára, ó ń ṣe gbogbo agbára ẹ̀ kò jámọ́ nǹkan kan, ó dẹ̀ fún agbára. Aya ní ògbógbò fọlẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n ó kò tẹ́ ń ṣe ọ̀lẹ, kò lágbára láti ṣe ni. Ó wá wo alágbára, kò sọ dẹni tí ò mọ̀ ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ̀rọ̀ ilé ayé yìí, níbi tí ètò ìlera tó yege wà, tó yẹ pé tó bá mí fíkí báyìí ambulance dé gbogbo ẹ̀ tí wọ́n tanná, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń kú ní ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún. Gbogbo ètò ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú orílẹ̀-èdè. But okay, it's easy to say okay, torí wọ́n ṣe test ni. They don't need the test to die. Ẹni tó bá ti mú wọn ṣe test kò ṣe test, a máa pa wọ́n lọ ni. Ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run sì fi wá sí abẹ́ àánú. Àánú yẹn àwa gbọ́dọ̀ sílò. Àwa gan gbọ́dọ̀ múra sílẹ̀ nípa pé ká ṣe ìwọ̀n tí a lè ṣe. Wọ́n ti sọ kó lè dá wa sí. Ará, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé ó dára láti dúró de Ọlọ́run. Ó dẹ̀ dára láti máa sìn. Nítorí pé nínú ẹ̀ náà ni ìgbàgbọ́ tó ti jẹyọ pé tó o bá jẹ́ ni tó ní ìgbàgbọ́, o ò lè sin Ọlọ́run, o ò dẹ̀ lè dúró de Ọlọ́run. Abraham, Sarah, a ò lè ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa sọ̀tàn tẹ́ mọ̀. Elizabeth àti Anna pẹ̀lú Simeoni tó dúró ní temple di bíbí tó dúró ní temple di ìgbà bíbí Kristi. Tí wọn bá ní ìgbàgbọ́, wọn ní dúró. For those people who had waited, the Abraham, the Sarah, the Elizabeth, the Anna, and even Simeon that waited until the naming of Christ in the temple, would not have waited if they didn't have faith. Remember, the scripture says that he was waiting for Christ to come. Brethren, you must have sustainable faith. A man of faith does not harbor doubt. One man's attitude after the death and resurrection of Christ teaches us a big lesson. And that's where I'm going to wrap up this message. Thomas wanted to see the mark of the nail before believing that Jesus Christ really resurrected. Can you imagine that? That was a follower of Christ. He was looking for that mark on the palm of Jesus Christ before he could believe that Jesus rose from the dead. Thomas wanted to see the mark. Well, such attitude cannot be compatible with faith. The attitude that is seeking evidence that will not take away from the truth that thing has happened. If I say by faith, God has blessed me, and you say, okay, I want to see that evidence because truly God has blessed you, you cannot be a person of faith. I should know what my relationship with my God is. So, and when Jesus talked about those who have not seen him, in John 20:29, he said that
nítorí tí ìwọ ti rí mi, ìwọ ṣe gbàgbọ́.
Yes.
Alábùkún ni àwọn tí kò rí tí wọ́n sì gbàgbọ́.
And when Christ is talking that way, ìgbà tó ń sọ nípa àwọn tí kò rí ohun tó ń gbàgbọ́, Jésù ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn tó ń dúró de Ọlọ́run tó wà nínú ìwé Isaiah chapter 40 verse 30 to 31. When Christ is talking about those who never see and believe him, he's talking about the people who wait on the Lord. I want you, brethren, to learn to wait on Christ. Somebody read Isaiah 40, 30, 31 for me.
Even the youth
Yes.
shall faint and be weary,
Yes.
and the young men shall utterly fall.
Yes. Yes.
But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength.
Yes.
They shall mount up with wings as eagles.
They shall mount up as wing, as eagle, the wing as eagle, right? I want you to read that part of the
They
eagle
shall
again.
mount up with wings as eagles.
Yes.
They shall run and not be weary,
Yes.
and they shall walk and not faint.
Thank you. Those are the ones who wait on the Lord. I know that as few as we are here, that is making it possible for us to even maintain social distancing. We are waiting on the Lord. Even in our family, as we all sit down, as we listen to this message and we beam it to the whole world, it is important to assure the world out there that God has a promise for those who wait upon him. And it's only waiting upon him that can sustain us, that even in this time that we cannot go to church, go anywhere, we're still waiting on the Lord. We implore you to keep waiting on the Lord, and in this very troubling time, he will strengthen us.
Amen.
We shall fly like the eagle,
Amen.
and we will not tire.
Amen.
We will walk and we will not faint.
Amen.
And when the end of this challenging time, we will rise and sing the Lord of those that are conquerors.
Amen.
This I ask that may the Lord do for us in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Olaniyan.